Hello, a while ago on my main channel I did a review of the Hakko FR301 versus the ZD915 clone. I think mine was a Duratool version, and that video has been quite popular. So I thought I'd have a little look at how to clean this, because one of the things that I've struggled with is keeping this clean. It's not a difficult thing, it's just that I didn't really know how to do it properly, and for a long time I was cleaning it how I thought it needed to be cleaned, but it wasn't performing as well as I would like. When it was new, it would perform so much better than after 6 months of use, but I was missing a vital thing. So let's go through that now. First of all, we'll just go through the initial cleaning stage. You can see that I've made sure it's cooled down so it's safe to handle, which is just to take out the solder from the collector, and I've got quite a bit in this one. I'm going to take it out. I don't always take it out of this end as well, but I am going to for this one. Sometimes I just leave this, and I think it's time to change the filter as well, so I'll grab another one of those. Right, so before we put it all back together, I just want to give everything a wash. Now these, I don't want to clean these with isopropyl alcohol because they're rubber and isopropyl alcohol will degrade that over time. This I will give a soaking with some IPA. And then I'll wash out with some cotton buds. Please, 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 please make sure that if you get this on your hands, that you wash your hands before eating or preparing food, because this is going to have some lead in it, and lead's quite toxic. You don't want that inside you. In fact, it's a good idea to wash your hands every time that you use a desoldering or soldering tool. Not so bad on the soldering side, but desoldering tends to produce small pieces of lead that can cause you problems if they get under a fingernail and then into food. That will mess with your liver. Right, so that's nice and clean. I've got this bit just to give a little bit of a spruce up. Don't have to do this every time. This isn't really that essential. It doesn't really get that dirty, but I'm just doing it for the sake of completeness here. That's that done. For the rubber parts, I'm going to use some window cleaner, or Windex, you might be calling it in other regions. And just a soak and a wipe over with some cotton buds. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to harm the performance if it's still got some flux residue on there or dirtiness. Right, put it back together. Filter goes in the end there. That goes in there. Make sure you've got the front away from the cup end of this. Put this bit in here, and that's ready to go back into the chamber, but I'm going to leave it out for now, because the next thing is the bit that I wasn't doing when I was cleaning this myself in the first few months. So we'll take that screw out the back and slide this bit off of here, and then in here we've got this tube which we can remove from there, and this, be careful we don't lose this bit. This is just to stop this tube from kinking, and then remove this tube. You don't have to, but take that tube off of there. And now we've got 6 screws here, but you only need to remove these 2. Nope. Right, and now we've got remembering that this goes with the pipe facing away on this side, on this left side. So we've got a couple of things going on here. So the first bit, I'm going to clean this bit first. I'm just going to give this a little spray with isopropyl alcohol, and a wipe down with a paper towel. And because this is where flux ends up, once it's vaporized up here, it goes through, and some of it will get past the filter and end up in here. And you can see that this piece in here is actually a little bit yellowed, and that's flux. I'm just going to pop it out. This is keyed, so and when you pull it out, it's sticky as well. So what's happening here, this is a valve, and when you hear that going blah, 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 that's what this is doing. This is flapping up and down, and when it's covered in flux, the valve actually sticks to these parts inside here. Right, so I'm going to clean this bit with IPA and a cotton bud. And then this valve with IPA as well. This isn't rubber. This is pretty sure this is silicon, so it's a bit more durable. Got to be really careful not to tear this. But also to get all of that horrible flux off. I'm going to give it a little go with the window cleaner as well, just to, because I think there's some greasiness on there that the flux isn't actually, the IPA is not actually removing. Right, so before I put that all back together, I want to have a look in here, because this is the bit I haven't looked at yet, and I'm fairly sure that flux is getting it down into this part of the mechanism as well. So let's pop these 4 screws out and see what's under here, and see if it needs to be cleaned as well. Ah, yes. In fact, that's more likely the IPA that I sprayed, so it's a good idea to remove that. This is like a rubber diaphragm in here. Yeah, that needs to be chalky, so I'm going to have to find some suitable lubricant for this. And this isn't going to be as easy to get back together as I'd hoped. But there is some grottiness inside here. I'll just give that a clean. That looks good. Probably just need some talcum powder or something in there. Right, so I had the dip was at this side. Right, like I said, this is keyed, and this needs to go in this way with the pipe facing away. And that goes like that. Right, so that's that all back together. Pull that back, drop the collector back in place, make sure it sits snugly in there. Let's plug it in and see if it works. The nozzle's blocked. I'm hoping the nozzle's blocked. Actually, I can soon. Yeah. Let's wait for that to heat up and then I'll clear it. Perfect. Oh, that sounds so much better. Let me find something to desolder. Let's go for... all the pins are bent over. This is a horrible board. Let's go for the voltage regulator. They're always handy. Now, these are usually quite tough to remove. Yeah, it still needs some work on the top. So I'm not going to pull that out, but let's try it on a... because the pins on a voltage regulator fill the hole in the end of the desoldering nozzle and make it really difficult for air and solder to get past. So let's do something that's a more appropriate size. Yeah, that's good. So anyway, I hope you found that useful, and don't forget that the Duratool is still probably the one I would rate as the better value desoldering station. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on a Hakko unless you live in America or Japan where they're cheap. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.